preparan. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah. Shutting it down. Been in the grind. My people all up in this place. Spinning this thing. Go to my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco. Think I'm so cold. I say something. Ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. I'm like, you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go, 내게 넣은 날로 모든 배 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게. 뭐든 쉽게. 이기든 지든 my crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. 'Cause not the way we're weak. Oh, we coming right back. This time we're gonna.
All right, and welcome one and all yet again to another exciting KDL match. My name is Crimson, and today making his casting debut is the one, the only former champion at the KDL himself, JT. JT, welcome.
Yo.
JT, I want to ask you straight away because obviously these two teams are drastically different. One of these teams is kind of touted towards that top three, as you know, a couple people have been mentioning, and you being a part of, you know, arguably the best team that we have right now, according to a lot of people. What do you have to say about the World Enders coming into this match? Is this going to be a match that, you know, is extremely important for them to win, or do you more so see this as just them kind of exercising their capabilities?
Yeah, I think this is a really important game for the World Enders. I think their record is like 1-2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're definitely way better than their record suggests. So I think they're gonna like take this game super seriously, and they'll like do everything they can to win, because loss here to LDO would really put them like really far down the standings.
Right, and I mean, that's been the story of a lot of teams, right? At this point, if you are LDO specifically, you just need 2 wins and then you're guaranteed playoffs, or not so much guaranteed, but kind of getting closer to it, so to speak, as we are going to see that B1 jinx for Faithful here on the side of LDO. Do you think now this is a team that World Enders, this is a team that LDO possibly could be looking to beat in order to get that, you know, 2 wins that they do need? Or do you more so see it as, you know, the World Enders had to be extremely out of shape, kind of like how we saw them yesterday against HBC.
Yeah. I think World Enders is probably one of the most unpredictable teams. They play like a really wild style.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like tough to face them. You don't know which one you're gonna get, but when they're on form, they're really, really hard to beat. So I think LDO though, they have a puncher's chance. I think they've been playing better than people expected.
Mm-hmm.
So if they just stick to their game plan, they should have a chance.
All right, and we are going to be seeing that Diana here locked in for the jungle. I believe that is going to be dabbed twice on Diana. So the main story against the World Enders right now is that I believe Adam Farm is actually going to be the AD, because otherwise he's not able to play with the ranked requirements. And their regular starting AD Leaf is actually in India right now, taking you know, a personal matter. So that is going to be the comp for the World Enders. Whether or not that's going to deeply affect the synergy, we'll have to see. That is going to be a B2, however, for Who. Which is very, very interesting, because I could have sworn he said he'd never play Thresh again, but here we are.
Yeah. So PR is gonna be on Hecarim, I believe, right? Their jungler for World Enders. That's one of his comfort picks.
Yep.
His comfort picks are Hecarim and Evelyn. So I think letting the Hecarim through is gonna be a bit hard for LDO, because PR is really good in my opinion. Like World Enders have 2 really good junglers, and you don't know which one's gonna play.
Right.
So that makes it tough. But Rave, I think, counters with the Jarvan here, so maybe he's confident in that matchup. Janna pick coming out on the 3rd rotation.
Well, the Janna is mostly there to dissuade the Jarvan from initiating with the EQ, as well as just provide so much healing within the sanctions of her ult. Whether or not that's going to be, a game changer, we'll have to see, because again, I do believe that's going to be Issy in the bot lane. So that is, battling against 160 MS with the Janna trying to predict the Q. It can get a little bit wonky and scary here and there. But second phase of bans here, now going to end off with a Vex for the side of World Enders, and immediately there with the Wukong. I'm not quite sure why the Wukong ban actually came out. I don't think that Issy is going to go top lane here. I do believe it is going to be Ugu, and Garen was that first ban, but Darius is still available here on the side of the World Enders.
Yep. Yeah, Ugu has played the Garen in the last 2 games, and he's been really good on it. But I think they lost the last 2, so I think banning it's might be a controversial take, but I think banning the Garen might not be the
So
most
bad,
like one of the most priority, I think, because
right?
they can play around it if you plan your team correctly.
Now, are you like leaking strats? Are you coming from a place of, mystery when you say that?
Yeah, come up a place of mystery for sure. Not leaking any strats at all.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. And that finally will be that rounded off pick here for LDO with the Aatrox. Well, set would be very interesting here, especially since they do have a Jarvan. And that will be it. That will be the final comp here, more or less. We are just going to kind of reschedule ourselves here in the actual client and get on into the game. But what are your thoughts on this draft?
Yeah, I like both teams are really interesting. I think this is like one of the first set games this season and first Aatrox game this season too. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup, I believe, in the top lane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it with Jarvan, Oriana engages. Yeah, lots of things going on with Janna to disengage, Caitlyn looking a kite, use her range advantage. But yeah, really, really good comps from both teams.
Ultimately, because it seems like you're walking down a narrow path here straight through the middle, who would you rather have here if you were to bet money, LDO or the World Enders? For me personally, I'm looking at the World Enders comp, and there's not a lot of initiation. It's more you're playing reactively, aside from Hecarim and Diana. But like you said, right, the Janna is picked primarily for the disengage. They're fully expecting the J4 to commit on Caitlyn, commit on the backline, more or less. You then had to couple that with Oriana. Aatrox going to go forward as well. There's a lot of engage on the side of LDO, and whether or not they're going to be able to get it, I think honestly it relies heavily on Janna and Set. That being said, I personally still have the World Enders in this game. I've said that the World Enders are a team that a lot of people look down upon for whatever reason in terms of skill level. I have full faith in them this game, and I think they're going to show us a good time. I definitely think that the Janna's going to have her work cut out for her, though, in order to get WE the win here in this game.
Yeah. If I were to look at both teams without like knowing who's playing who, I honestly like LDO's comp more
Yep.
because yeah, again, like the Jarvan Oriana is really good. The Jinx Thresh is one of the classic combos. Jinx can follow up really well on Thresh hooks. The Lantern gives Jinx the ability she needs and like safety and peel.
Right?
And Aatrox against a melee type of team where he can fight is really strong if he gets rolling. And where it gets to a point where the Caitlyn damage might not be enough. But since I think World Enders might be a little bit better, if Caitlyn can get ahead bot lane, then Aatrox might just melt. But yeah, so if again I'd pick LDO if I didn't know which teams were playing, but it's tough.
This is interesting, actually. It actually is Adam Jungle, PR Janna. Does that kind of influence you more? Because it definitely skews me towards World Enders a lot more.
Yeah, that's really interesting for sure. PR on the Janna, that's really interesting.
I don't know how that would work. I hope to God that he's not loading into the game with Cleanse Ghost. But I've heard stories about Adam on Hecarim. Adam on Hecarim, from the words of his own teammates, is not as efficient as Adam on Rengar, but that's not to say it's bad either. We'll just have to see how it works, though, because Adam's playstyle, or at least in my eyes, his playstyle seems to be, that 1v9 carry,
Yeah.
kind of that slow roll in the early game, and just becomes a huge problem for you to deal with in the late game. That being said, J4 has just so much initiation still on the Caitlyn Janna, and I think when given the opportunity as well, Thresh is going to be able to really lock down Caitlyn and Janna if the Q is on cooldown. I just noticed as well, actually, Sungsta is actually going to swap
Yeah,
to
this is
AD, and
really interesting.
Faithful is going top.
Very interesting for sure. Wanted to touch on the point you said with Adam on Hecarim. I think Hecarim is a really, really strong pick right now, especially with the Chem Tank and what's the movement speed?
You're dead man's
No, the movement speed rune.
movement speed
The
rune. Water
it's
walking?
no,
Predator?
it's a main rune.
Predator?
No, the other it's blue.
Arcane? No, you're talking about Phase Rush.
Phase Rush, yeah, Phase Rush is really strong. If he gets ahead, he can just run anybody down. And yeah, I think Adam on Hecarim kind of changes everything for me because, like you said, he can 1v9 carry this if it goes well.
I mean, Hecarim's a champion that you really play towards diving the backline. Dan had same methodology there. Same thing with Set if he's able to get that target and just absolutely push them towards the backline. For me, I really like the coupling of Orianna Jarvan here, especially when you do EQ combo with the Cataclysm coming down, locking Caitlyn in. Obviously she has that E getaway, but then you also have the shockwave there. We're just gonna have to see how it's played because individual skill I think is gonna come down to it more than comp. Um, like you said, in terms of comp, I think LDO would win if I didn't see any names, but because I do see names, I still think it's World Enders.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
But I'm really surprised though that they are actually going to be role swapping Sunset to AD, which is his natural role. Faithful, I'm pretty sure is a jungler. Don't quote me on that. I'm not quite sure what his main role is, but I'm pretty sure that it's not a top at all. So maybe they're dedicating top towards being a weak side. Just having Aatrox just kind of fend for himself. If he's able to kind of get ahead or get a strangle kill here and there, it's good. But other than that, they're not really playing for a lot of priority. Sid is very immobile aside from the Q movement speed that he does gain, so that might be an easy gank for Rave to work towards topside because I don't really see you getting a lot unless who is able to initiate bot. But again, we're just gonna have to see how this one plays out.
Yep. Yeah, so I think LDO do have a good chance though. Even though what we said is like we both pick World Enders to win. Because they do have a lot of win conditions. They could win through Jinx, or they can win through Aatrox, or they can win through their wombo combo
Right?
of Jarvan and Orianna. So there's a lot of avenues they could take for sure.
Right. There's a lot of agency for LDO to absolutely break this game open, but at the same time, one wrong move, if you're able to allow Hecarim to get into this game, it's pretty much over for you, I think.
Yep.
All right, we are loading now into the game here. Hopefully we don't encounter any bugs, and it doesn't seem like we will. So immediately we will just load in here. JT, as someone who's played against the World Enders, have yet to play against LDO, I believe. How do you see LDO winning this game specifically? Do you see them kind of winning it early game, mid game? How does that process work for you?
LDO definitely have to survive the early game, I think.
Right.
With and first of all, just survive
Oh,
this invade.
that's
This is
E-start
invade.
there on Hecarim.
Yeah, it has to
Oh, why
work
did
for
Faithful
them.
actually walk to the side there? He's just gonna die there.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
really unfortunate.
honestly, if I'm Aatrox in that situation, I think just starting E and just constantly walking down despite having the Janna W slow as well would have worked out for you in the long run, because at most it baits out set E, which he had already used, but in order to even E, he would need to flash. That's just incredibly unfortunate there. It does seem like Faithful actually does have a little bit of a lag issue. I'm not quite sure what's going on in that regard, but until that is resolved here, we will be swapping to a different screen. All right, and we
Interesting.
are back into the game.
Yeah, again, like what I said, World Ender is really unpredictable. They're the type of team to do these type of invades. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's their bread and butter, right? More or less, just going towards top side, being able to gank through the tri-bush. That's, the WE special. And it didn't seem like LDO were really anticipating it. I think, honestly, having that Aatrox a little bit farther out possibly could have spotted it a little easier. Obviously, it was way too late to react by the time he was able to spot it, and it does force out Adam to start the East, so his clear is going to be a little bit slower rather than being able to spam the Q. But already we are seeing the movement speed boots coming out here, so I think once he is able to get into a lane, following it up with any type of Q, auto, Q combo, it's going to be pretty efficient for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge boost for Hecarim and it's clear. And with Hecarim, your clear speed is super important because if you could power farm and set the pace, you can really, again, just take over the map and be everywhere while still farming, which is just one of the main reasons why he's such a strong pick.
Right? They don't want a remake. Chat is kind of confused here. Chat, there is no remake that is happening inside this game. Unfortunately, I wish we had Chrono Break, but we do not. It seems like, Faithful is just having issues right now with this internet, so immediately when that gets resolved, we will be bringing you back into the game here. Yeah, I think we're in for a very, very exciting game nonetheless. I don't really see this game going past maybe that 35-minute mark. I honestly think that it might just finish up in about 27 minutes or so. But again, that's faithful thinking. We're gonna just have to see how it works out.
Yeah, I'll hope it works out for them. If I have to put my prediction, yeah, I'd put around 30-minute game. But if it does go a bit longer, the better the chance LDO has for sure.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Wait, sorry. You said the longer it goes, you said you do have LDO, or you just think the odds are
The
way
better
better?
chance they have because just looking at
Scaling
Oriana,
wise, right?
yeah, Oriana, Aatrox, and Jinx.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, you pick Jinx for a hyper carry position. Obviously, they have a lot of momentum and a lot of faith in Sung still playing this Jinx. Hence the role swap in general. I think Oriana, if given the opportunity to get 3 items, is going to be absolutely a monster, especially with that J4 late game engage. J4 is just going to be extremely volatile when it comes to being able to collapse inside pits, being able to establish a lot of dominance if even it's a Chemtech drag, because I think that with having blind spots on the map, it's just really efficient for J4 to collapse and the rest of the team for LDO to follow up on a straggle kill here and there. I mean, there's been a lot of discussion on Rave's jungling. I know in terms of like tier list and in terms of the Blastcone episode 1, there's a lot of discussion on Rave. And I think this is the game to prove it against, arguably the best jungler in the KDL.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's an experienced player, and if he just, I feel like in the other game he was trying to do too much. I forgot who their last game was. I think it was HBC.
Yep.
So I think he like totally want he had a couple of good ganks early,
Mm-hmm.
but he just stopped like farming, I think. But instead of just playing like a slower and like safer game, I think he could have done a little bit better. But I want to talk about the bot lane matchup with Thresh and Jinx versus Kate and Janna.
Sure.
I think. Oh, is it Genji?
It was Genji,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, against Genji. Yeah. I think if Who can land a couple hooks, and I think he's on his comfort champion. So I think if he can land hooks on any of those two, and Sungsta can follow up really well, and they should have a good chance of winning that lane.
Now, question for you, because again, we keep talking about the disengage that the Janna does have. Until she has 6, are you looking to use the Q on the Jarvan initiation or the Thresh Lantern? Or sorry, the Thresh Hook.
I think whatever is the highest priority, like what's the biggest threat at the moment. I think obviously you want to use it on the Jarvan first and foremost, but yeah, it all depends on what's exactly happening for sure.
I agree. I mean, I'm still really shocked that PR is the one going to Janna here.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I thought Hecarim was like one of his most comfort picks, but in World Ender, you don't know what you're gonna get for sure.
I mean, that's the thing, right? This is a team that constantly role swaps. A couple people here and there actually find it, incredibly challenging to draft against this comp. And, we're already seeing little hints here and there. But I think for the most part, LDO did a fair job in drafting. I don't think that they have any, weak picks here and there. Obviously, it's going to come down to how you engage and initiate with some of these picks. But other than that, just baseline looking at, lanes, I think it's pretty decent. I think actually looking at it, the only lane that might feel a little bit challenging is Aatrox Set, only because Set will eventually get to a point where he is just going to be waiting for Hecarim, and he can stall you out that long. He'll be able to absorb everything. But yeah, I mean, it's looking really good for the side of LDO.
Yep. Actually, as a top lane player, I think Aatrox wins that matchup because he does have like a slight range advantage, if that makes sense, against Set, and he scales better. So we'll see how it plays out. But from my experience, I think Set was one of my counters to Set.
Again, we are just waiting on some confirmation on what exactly is happening. Faithful did restart his PC, so we're still not sure what the update is, but the second that comes up, we will get back into the game here. Let me just check in with him. I will blame Crimson for not paying their internet bills. True. Actually, it's a surprise that they're having any internet issues at all. We actually are streaming live from Madison Square Garden today. There's a Knicks game later on today, but for now we are going to be playing inside the K-pop Discord League, and we do have Faithful back here. We are now just waiting on the ready checks from both sides to continue on with the game. Oh. LDO now asking if the World Enders are ready. JT, how's your day been?
It's been good. It's been good. Feeling good from the win last night for sure. How's your day been?
Pretty good. And we finally are back. GT, I want to ask you, because I know that you're an AD player.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure your proficiency or your level of, experience on Jinx. Do you play Jinx often? How's that?
Yeah, I think Jinx is one of my most played champions.
Most played? What's
Yeah,
your favorite
and
Jinx skin?
I think it's gotta be the.
There's only one
Project.
right answer.
Oh. I like Project Jinx.
Oh man, you failed the test. It's Star Guardian. Come on.
Oh,
It's
I don't
Star
have that
Guardian.
one, so.
Oh,
But I
you're
still
missing
don't
out.
have.
Star Guardian is easily the best. It's not Firecracker Jinx, Chen. It's not Firecracker Jinx, says who tries
Yeah,
for the death
Firecracker-
sentence.
kind of good. Kind of one of the classic ones, you know, the fire
right?
chompers.
Have you seen Oh, they have one that has amazing chromas. I think it's the Valentine's Day one. Fire is it Heartseeker Jinx? The Heartseeker Jinx skin, which
Yeah, I think so.
it's very, very nice.
Yeah, see, Sungsta agrees with me. He has the Project Jinx.
Project Jinx says Raul is gonna go here and try to collapse on top of Vang. No ignite for either of these mid laners, so you know the kill pressure is not extremely high level 2, but come level 3 I'm sure that one of them is going to be able to kill the other. Right now it is extremely in favor of Diana just because of the collapse she is able to commence when she does hit that Q. Oh, NATO charging up there. Not going to be able to see what ends up happening to it.
Yeah, Jenna also has Comet, so they're definitely looking to poke him out here.
Right?
But Jinx's level 1, I think, is a bit faster in terms of pushing, so the wave state is kind of even.
I also want to note here that Jungler's actually looking at opposite side clears here. So Hecarim starting top side and J4 starting bot. So both starting red. However, they will be exiting on opposite scuttles. Diana immediately establishing a lot of vision control here. And like you said, Adam really wants to initiate early and get things going, especially since he did get that first blood, was able to get tier 1 boots off. And he's looking around for the try.
Yeah, very interesting there that Jinx threw out a W.
Oh, they're going to force this.
Oh, yep.
Hecarim now charging that E. Sungsta going to be thrown back here. I don't really think that there's a lot of worry for him dying. Oh, who is absolutely getting deleted there? They force out the flash. He just might be dead here.
Oh,
despite
God.
Jinx healing. No, 1 HP.
Nice. Yeah, very...
Oh, shit. This is just a regank here, though. Oh my god, they actually throw him right into the... Oh, wow, the Q barely not in range there.
Wow, that was crazy.
I'm surprised
yeah.
Caitlyn actually didn't want to flash forward there with the Q and just auto.
Yeah, I think she might have been just a little bit out of range where, you know, it's tough to waste it. Just get the guaranteed minions. But really good job by LDO of not dying there, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Oh. What are your thoughts on tier 1 boots buy for both bot laners?
Boots buy. I guess since they have to run back, it's not the worst thing in the world. They can catch the minions. Yeah, that's basically why you want to buy that, especially for example, or also if you use any sums, and that's what Thrush did, helps you escape ganks and reposition better.
Aatrox now really needs to be careful. Hecarim is pathing towards topside here. He is immediately going to get spotted there. Faithful now trying his best to escape. Ghost now being propped for Adam. Adam throws him forward there. Faithful is able to flash away. So there is an exchange of sums. Definitely more in favor for World Enders here as PR is setting up here in the mid lane. World's trying to initiate. The NATO does go out. It will barely miss Kenny here on the full cast.
I think we didn't really touch on Raul getting Diana, his like super most popular champion, like what he's known for.
Right.
And I think he can really carry on this as well.
Yeah, we might just need to pause this for a second there. Shockwave actually going to be able to do it, and they trade it off. Amazing play there. I'm surprised that there is no punish, and it does look like they really want to go for this punish here. EQ flag is going to be able to land right on top of Adam. Again, he has no ghost, so he is just a sitting duck here. Unfortunately, no flash Q for Rave there, and so Adam will survive. But like you said, you know, Diana dabbed twice, hardly ever gets it. It's kind of like, you know, So Majestic and Lulu, kind of like Rave and Rammus. These are champions that, you know, some of these players are known around, and there's only so many picks you can ban out, you know, at least in my eyes, against the World Enders. You know, which one are you actually going to be able to ban out? Are you looking to ban out the Rengar, the Garen? And it seems like they wanted to ban everything out but the Diana. Whether or not that's actually going to come to bite them later is another thing, but I think for now it's doing all right. You know, it's getting the poke if need be. Adam is here. He is charging that E. Remember that there is flash available for Jinx, but not so much Thresh. Thresh will go down there, immediately going down. Moonfall does come out as well from Diana underneath the tower. Q going to be able to barely miss out there from the Caitlyn yet again. There is no headshot sniper shot available for this Caitlyn. Brave is just hugging this Tribush looking for a potential re-engage. But with 3 members here controlling the bot side river, this will be first dragon going over to the side of the World Enders if they are not swayed off. And it does seem like actually LDO will push them off immediately.
Yep, I think they just want to use the gold and play it safe because Jarvan's still around.
Right.
Yeah, both junglers really active. You like to see it. But I think bot lane definitely needs to really push this advantage that I have right now for more, because if it keeps going like this and Jinx is just able to farm, I think that's going to be better for LDO. Who stopping the back there is really, it's something small, but I think it's going to be good and have a good effect in delaying the timer for the back timer.
Right.
For World Enders.
It's so unfortunate too, because when Caitlyn does come back, she already has the Noon Quiver. She will be able to get somewhat of an advantage here in the lane. I'm actually surprised at okay, I'm not quite sure what Faithful thought he was hitting there, but I'm actually surprised at the build here from Caitlyn. She had the opportunity to go the pickaxe instead opting actually for the cloak. Does need the tier 1 boots though, just to evade, you know, a potential flash engage from either the Thresh or the J4. But this will be that first dragon at the game going over to LDO this time around, since they are the
really
first
big.
one on the scene.
That's big for LDO for sure. Like I said earlier, longer this game goes, they should have the advantage. So yeah, just getting that first dragon, you know, delaying like stuff that can end the game, which is Soul Point and Elder, it's really good for them. And also the bonus buffs as well is always good. I think for laning, definitely the best one dragon to get is the Ocean, but the small little resistances you get from Mountain is also really good in lane as well.
Oh, Showstopper now being used on top of Aatrox, who pops to the World Ender immediately. No flash available for Faithful. He will go down here either to Hecarim or Sent, and it will be that final Q from Hecarim that claims the kill. 3-0 start here for Adam Farm at about 9 minutes 50. Multiple pings here, looking to kind of dive in bot lane perhaps with J4 just, you know, idly by. There is going to be an exchange here off blue sides, though, for both junglers.
Yeah, I would say this is not a good time to be going back if you're LDO. If you know there's pressure on the top side, you want to be doing something with your time. But I guess they wanted to pick up the pickaxe for Jinx. I guess she didn't really have enough combat stats.
Right, there's a flash available here. Raul does have the Moonfall as well. Shockwave going to be flashed out from Diana. Hecarim is charging his E from behind here. Vang now going to be able to flash away. Hecarim using his ult to kind of cut the distance. Cataclysm going to be used right on top of Rave here, who is trying his best to kill the Diana. He finally does trade 1-for-1. Flash E does pull this Jarvan backwards, and it will be yet another kill going over to the World Enders here. They trade 2-for-1 in favor of the World Enders ultimately.
Yeah, I think this is just, again, with what I said earlier, Rave is really just trying to do too much when you have when you knew that Hecarim was top, your top laner just recalled,
right?
Coming back to lane. It's going to be a 3v2 no matter what. There's no need to force there,
right?
I think.
Well, it's one of those things where, you know, you feel like you're slowly bleeding, and so you kind of need to mitigate that by working the map. I totally agree with you, though. It makes sense to just kind of give that up, especially when you realize that, you know, I'm farming essentially their blue side on a ward. There's no way this goes unpunished. And it for the most part did. And they would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for forcing on the Diana in the mid lane. They get the flash out, they get the ult out. And ultimately they do kill Diana, but, you know, they use so much to do it. They have to use 2 flashes, they have to use 2 ults, and even then, it's still not in favor because Diana was able to or sorry, not Diana, Set was able to get, you know, a plate off of this Orianna and just shove in a huge wave here. And yet again, we are looking at a force here top side. J4 calling it off. Death sentence will be thrown out, but will not connect.
Yeah, I think they just really need to show a little bit more patience. If they maybe waited for that wave to crash under turret, then maybe they could pull off a dive, especially since Hecarim showed bot. But yeah, I think they're really feeling the pressure right now. 4-0 Hecarim.
Oh, this might just actually get punished here. Who is on the backside as well? AQ will not knock up and will not actually land. Hecarim ultimate into the backside, trying to escape. Showstopper into the backside, though. Facebreaker is yet to go out. Finally will catch on to all three members of LDO. Huge shockwave will be thrown out. Super Mega Death Rocket brings everyone dangerously low. Sangsta immediately right behind everyone. Oh, Issy is gonna go down here. Somehow J4 gets the kill though. Adam Farm, look at how tanky he is. Oh my god, Sangsta! Beautiful denial there at the blast cone. It kills his teammate, but he instantly turns up the heat. Faithful as well, baby. A 90 MS turns up the heat on roll topside. This is a totally different LDO than we are used to seeing. Wow, what a huge sequence of events in favor of LDO. Getting shutdowns all around the map. Beautiful blast cone destruction there from Sangsta.
Wow, yeah, that was absolutely amazing for LDO. That's everything you want. You got the shutdown off of the Hecarim, even though it's one of the J4, but should help him a lot. But again, the kills and the assists to the Jinx is World Ender's worst nightmare right now. So
I just want to say, beautiful roam up there, and because of the lane stay, right, like you were talking about earlier, because of the aggression towards bot lane, Sangsta has the first move. He throws out the Super Mega Death Rocket. They're looking to get something started here. Lantern going to be thrown out. Death Sentence will miss out. OPR actually just entering this lane, getting 20 gold there, essentially.
Yep. What you don't want to see here is LDO over spending their turn and their tempo. They need to use the gold to recall here for sure.
Sap being thrown out.
There's too much gold on the Jinx fight, and they're doing that.
Yeah, Jinx has 2,200 right now. Caitlyn sitting on about 2,000 off her own gold. But, you know, this is a really, really close game, but at the same time, it's not. Essentially, you know, 100% KP on Adam Farm. 6 kills to his name as they're trying to stop this Herald for everything. Smite is going to be up here in about 6 seconds at this point for Rave here. They are making their way here slowly but surely. Rave has entered. Super Mega Death Rocket leaves it at 100 HP. 100 HP. We saw last night Genji was able to steal a dragon with that Jinx Rocket. This time around, it is not in favor of LDO.
Yeah, that was really close. But a good idea by LDO to just give that up. It's only the first dragon. Yeah, Faithful is again showing even being ganked multiple times, giving up first blood. He's still ahead here, more than 20, almost 20 CS. Again, I think the Aatrox matchup into Set is really good, and it'll get even better in my opinion once he gets items.
Now, I'm not sure in terms of itemization here. If you are Aatrox, do you go Black Cleaver into the Set for late?
You can definitely go for your mythic first, either Stride or Drinker.
Right.
Yeah, and Wonder Team. Yeah, I think Black Cleaver would be a good buy. They have a lot of ADs on their team. Armor Shred would come in handy.
Yeah, and it does seem like Mana Muni actually will be the buy here for the Hecarim. That is going to be a flash from the Set, not able to connect here. Shockwave Cataclysm combo is going to leave Raul with his 4th death of the game here, but they are going to be trading this 1-for-1. Faithful is just hanging on for dear life. Finally, it is going to be that Set W that does end up killing him. But huge play there for LDO. They read the map perfectly. They say, you know what? If Faithful is dead and there is no way out, we might as well just trade it, and we might as well get something out of this as well here. Rave is going to try his best to hold this. This actually might really go right here. Hecarim has the ultimate. Oh, Hecarim's actually just going to push him out there. There is an immediate TP there from Aatrox trying to catch this wave. Oh, actually, that was Orianna's TP. Apologies, Aatrox is still dead here for another second. I definitely think that TP should have came out a lot sooner and possibly on that backward there towards the top side, just so that they actually could look for a pick on Set. Or actually, no, that is just a
if it was Orianna, it might have been too dangerous. I think, yeah, the timing. Oh, here they go again.
Yeah, I mean, they just really want to get a kill here. Kenny does TP up. Unfortunately, will go down here. Adam Farm? Okay, is left with about enough HP to spare for one more tower shot. But this surely will be first tower of the game going to the side of the World Enders here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe like a minute ago, if I was LDO, I'm really happy with the gold being fairly close and like almost even. But now the lead has grown to like 2K now, so
Oh,
it's a little bit
they're really looking
more
here.
uncomfortable.
Death sentence being thrown out there. Hecarim is charging up that E. Diana is looking for a flank. EQ combo will land right on top of the Janna, who is casting her own ultimate. She flashes away. Rave is in the middle of everything there. Multiple flashes coming out. World Ender is in the backside as well, who is the second one to die. Shortly after, it is going to be Rave who ends up joining him. Faithful still 1 HP there. The heal does go out. Gale Force now being used as well. Set trying to get in the way for the face breaker. He will land right on top of the chompers. I'm not quite sure you wanted to stop there for an auto Sungsta, but I think that might be costly. Huge flash. It will land, and it will be Adam who collects his 9th kill of the game there. Just when you think it's going in favor of LDO, they want to prove you wrong, JT.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really tough. Orianna used TP top, she recalls, and then you're suddenly in enemy jungle. That's not gonna go well for you no matter what. Like, you'd have to have something like a crazy pick,
right,
for that even to work. But,
and here we're going to be looking at a dead Ori. She flashes. Shockwave going to be used to throw Diana back. Oh, nice little juke there from Adam Farm. Wow, he's still 1 HP. No way! No way! No way! No way! He uses the flag, but it's going to be thrown out. Super Mega Death Rocket misses out as well. Oh, if you were LDO, you are crying in your team chat right now. Oh man, the Shockwave just not in a position to catch on to 2. It only throws Diana back, and temporarily at that, Adam was soaking in multiple tower shots, and look at the power and the prowess of just having this,
immune.
you know, the chem tank, the man immune just leaves you alive forever. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
There's deep wards as well, tracking Rave. Yeah, it's not looking good.
I want to ask
It was looking good literally like 3 minutes ago.
Right.
But,
It's a
then
drastically
this
different
fall.
game now suddenly, as we are going to be going into Cloud Dragon here in about 4 seconds. Just quick thoughts here before this potential fight breaks out. Do you think Jinx goes the RFC here second, or do you feel as if LDR is still a way more efficient buy, as they actually do get that pick onto the Caitlyn? Lantern will be thrown out as well. That is going to be a dead Caitlyn. They end up giving it to the Orianna. But they did use Cataclysm for that and the box. So that is going to be 2 huge... Actually, sorry, apologies. They did not use Cataclysm. They just used 1 ultimate. They are going to be using that ultimate now, though, on this Janna. Janna is going to go down here. She's trying to survive and uses her ult to save as much potential as possible. But look at this huge sandwich here. Facebreaker in the backside is available. Oh, Showstopper there in the backside, though. Raul is dangerously low. It does seem like LDO really wants to turn this. Aatrox is trying his best. He's throwing out the Qs. He's not able to land it just quite yet. Rave does go down to the set. It's just Faithful alive, along with who is trying his best to escape this deadly scenario. Wow, it's a huge Aatrox Gaming. He gets the shutdown onto Diana, but they still end up dying overall. And this will be that second dragon off the game here. Third dragon at the game here, going over to the side of the World Enders.
Yep, that Hecarim build that I was talking about, the Hemtech, Muramana, Phase Rush. You just saw Sungsta just absolutely got deleted by like literally single-handedly while Adam was like still doing damage to their whole team. And there's really nothing you could do, especially when you get in a position like that. But yeah, it was really unfortunate. Aatrox almost, could have turned it, but he's still way too early.
Right.
He need like a couple more items for those like 1v5 turns.
Now, this is a dangerous scenario for you if you are LDO, because although you really want to have multiple items here and go for those fights where Aatrox gets 1 or 2, it's always at the cost of the rest of your team, and more or less the last couple fights for LDO have been, 4 deaths, 5 deaths, and that is going to be Smite being thrown out there. There is no flash available just yet. EQ was a little too late there. Shockwave throws the Janna and the set back. I'm not quite sure that's exactly what Rave wanted there. He Q'd and then E'd. Huge Gore Drinker is going to allow him to survive a little bit longer, but it will be that Q from the set that ultimately kills him. Wow.
Yeah, the game is just falling apart right now. Yeah, just the Hecarim's way too big right now. He's literally everywhere. Yeah, it's just not looking good.
They have one chance here. Super Mega Death Rocket is fired. It will land, but it won't be the savior that LDO needs. And this will be Baron taken here by the side of the World Enders at 22 minutes. Ooh. This is a really tough game. I swear to God, I blinked and, you know, suddenly there's about a 10k gold lead.
Yeah, it was dead even at 16 minutes.
But there's still a lot of potential for LDO to get back into the game, especially with scaling. You know, we talked about this earlier. If given the opportunity, you go late, Orianna goes late, Aatrox goes late, Jinx goes late, you know, J4 gets essentially way more tankier than he is right now. Right now, he's pretty much just kind of a balloon waiting to burst. But there will be a point in which, you know, Caitlyn's unable to kill him. Even if she does get, you know, cataclysmed and is able to hook shot out of it, she's still gonna die because just the initiation and the re-engage that LDO has is out of this world. And right now, you know, they're trying to pull everything into the Jinx. I don't know how efficient, you know, she's been so far in some of these team fights. It does seem like she has been tickling, but I think that's only because she has no LDR, and Hecarim is actually charging up that E all the way around who does have that flash available. No Death Sense is going to be thrown out there. Chompers is thrown out, but it will not catch on to the Hecarim.
Yeah, LDO needs to make sure that they're not getting flanked.
Look at Rave here, though.
Oh,
Rave actually just crip walking there. Rave just crip walks through. Well, Lantern going to be used as well. He actually just killed his Jinx. He actually just killed Sungsta with the Cataclysm. She was trying to get out. She had used the Gale Force. It actually caught onto him. Janna Ignite will tick, and it will kill Rave ultimately. Oh, third Q going to be used from Faithful, who is in the World Ender state. Shockwave still has yet to be used from Kenny. He's waiting for the opportune moment, does throw it out finally, and Aatrox does get that return kill. But with 30 seconds on the jungle, on the top, on the mid, and 15 seconds left on Jinx, I don't really see this being, you know, a huge point at which they can turn this around. I think this might just be game here. 4 members of World Enders are pushing here. They're pushing the bot wave, the top, and the mid wave here. They're looking to close this one out before 30 minutes. That sentence does land, and that will be the Nexus exposed here. Sungsta immediately being forced underneath his own base, and Fountain just looking dire here, and the Nexus finally goes down at 24 minutes in favor of the World Enders. Wow, what a game.
Yeah, it definitely turned. It went 0 to 100 really quickly there.
Wow. Yeah, I'm I'm not quite sure. I apparently got a key for that game. That is something. But wow, did it go how you thought it was gonna go?
Yep. As we both said, we both picked World Enders, but LDO showed that they had a chance, and the win condition for World Enders was definitely if Adam could get rolling and affect everyone on the map, and he can just carry.
Right? Did you see it?
Especially with the weaker laners.
Well, did you see the game going like that though? We're so close in the early, but unfortunately they're not able to get it done late.
I didn't expect it to turn that quickly because again, LDO were playing really good. They were surviving, and they had even gold and even dragons. But yeah, it just fell apart really quickly, which is really unfortunate.
Right, and we will now continue on with this portion of the stream and interview LDO. All right, welcome LDO to the casting desk. Tough game for you guys. Talk me through the moment in which you think at least you guys lost this game.
That dragon fight where we got 2 picks and then just still lost the fight somehow.
Right. I want to ask, you know, Faithful, you were dealing with multiple things this game, that lag, you know, you disconnecting for a little bit. Do you think that if you were given the opportunity to, like, not like hypothetically at the start, do you think this game would have went a lot different with the Hecarim not having that kill lead?
Not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we just made some small mistakes, like the dragon fight,
Right.
and yeah.
I want to ask who is who here.
Yes, yes.
Who multiple times on record you have been, noted for saying you will never go the Thresh again. You go Thresh B2 here. Talk me through the process of going Thresh blind.
I kind of knew he wasn't gonna like, pick Morgana or anything like that, so I was comfortable picking the Thresh, and plus, it was nice to have like I think I picked it after the Hecarim, so it was nice to have it like a good disengage kind of character.
Right.
And overall, I think like our draft, I think I really liked our draft. This game, I think we had a bunch of good picks. We just lost. We just lost.
That's just an unfortunate thing. Ray, will there ever be a game in the KDL where you do not get the Rammus? There's so much to ban for the World Enders. They have so many, specific champions. But when it comes to your team, it seems like the most notable champion for your team is the Rammus. Do you think you're going to be able to play it at all this season, or?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It's just not happening.
Is that a champion that you're going to actively look to pick, though, if it is left open?
To be seen.
All right. And then I guess final question, because, we've seen role swaps a lot of times coming up from the World Enders, but not quite your team just yet. What was the mentality behind sending Faithful towards that top side and having Sungs to go back to AD?
I don't. They wanted to role swap because it's really hard to ban against this team because you actually just don't know who's playing what at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like thinking worst case scenario, Issy like plays support, Ugu goes top, so we'll just have Kevin play top instead of Sungsta, and just have Sungsta try to carry on Jinx. But they ended up actually playing the roles they normally play for once. So.
Just an unfortunate series of events overall. I want to thank you guys for spending a little time with us and answering some of our questions. Thank you guys very much.
No, thank you, Krim.
All right, and now we will be proceeding on with the World Enders. All right, welcome. See, you were very chatty before the game started. I want to ask you, straight out at the gates, what was the thought process behind sending Ugu bot lane with PR? Because, JT even himself said that, it's usually Evelyn or Hecarim that we see PR play, and this time around it is Adam who's playing Hecarim.
Well, I don't know. Reckon wanted to play jungle and PR wanted to play support, so that's just what happened.
Adam, last time I talked to Leaf, he told me that you are not allowed to get Hecarim, and suddenly, now that he's gone, you have Hecarim here. What's the difference maker for you in this game?
Well, I just started to build mirror mana and one-shot people. But
You stayed away from blue buffs, bro.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, we gotta play more slow, that's all. Like, we were playing so fast and trying to dive everything, and it's just not working.
Right.
But yeah, we're a strong team for sure. If we just play to our win cons and chill.
All right. Is Ugu here?
No, he went to bed.
Oh, did he actually?
He's got work in like, what, 5 hours or something?
Is
I also got
here?
work.
Yeah.
Is PR here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, who is World Enders QD Ugu then? That's
He's
here. I was like, who is that? Ugu, I want to ask you, I'm looking at some of these stats and they're a little bit sussy. Why did you do less damage than the Janna?
Because I was farming and he was roaming.
Yeah, but you did 4,000 damage. Adam did 30,000.
Oh no. Hey, he's doing his job. He's our late game insurance. You can't blame him for not doing damage.
Died once.
If anyone's gonna be flamed here, is our mid laner, bro.
I want to ask actually, Raul, you finally do get the Diana.
Yeah, play me.
No,
it's cringe how I'm playing 1v2 the whole game and I'm still up in every single stats against this guy. Tell me how that makes sense.
Well, you finally get the Diana. How do you feel about getting the Diana? Were you looking to do more, or did you know that you were gonna be, one of the two laners in this game to absorb all that jungle pressure?
I knew I was gonna get camped once like I fucked up my wave early, so after that I kind of just ran it. I was kind of just running it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at top one time, and then fucking Jarvan ult me with fucking Orianna ball. Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't play the game, man. It's fucking cringe, man. Disgusting.
Okay.
I told him, bro, it's okay, don't worry, we're gonna win this game. This guy wanted to ult at 4, I swear to God.
GT, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Nope. I think want to say, I think World Leaders is really good.
Yo,
And,
JT, we'll see you in the
yo, it
finals,
was
bro.
good.
We'll see you in the
We'll
finals.
see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, see you.
Yeah.
He doesn't
yeah.
want to say finals. He just said see you. All right. Well, thank you guys
Yeah.
very much, and good luck on you guys' future games.
Thank you, thank you.
Man, that's so unfortunate. He's praying day and night. I know, Raul. He's praying day and night to play Diana, and that happens. Man, that's gotta suck. Well, anyways, that is going to be game 1 here, but don't go anywhere. We do have the next game here just starting up shortly. That is going to be Cat Girl Enthusiast. Yes,